Hello, beautiful beings. I'm a little struggling with making a video right now because the lighting is really bad and I'm seeing myself and it's amplifying the rings under my eyes, and I'm just like, this is the right time to make this video raw, imperfect, real. So what I want to talk about is learning how to ride the dragon, quite literally. And I'll tell you why this is coming up. So let's say you had this dragon that had a lot of force, of power, an ability to break through anything and fly beyond the speed of light. And you had this dragon and it was taken from you for years and years and years. Now, before this dragon was taken from you, treat this as a metaphor, you and the dragon were one. It was a part of one of your body parts, let's say. And you knew how to ride this force. You knew how to navigate this power. And because this dragon was taken from you for so long, imagine if this dragon was given back to you and you weren't used to riding this dragon. You got used to using other limbs of yours. You got used to moving really slow or things being more stagnant and still. Now let's say you were given back this dragon. Initially it could be really, really chaotic. You're like, whoa, where is it leading me into? Whoa, this is too fast. Let's go that way. It could feel really chaotic, really scary, really intimidating. And you'd be like, how do I get off this dragon? How do I get off this ride? And you can't, because the dragon is a part of you. It belongs to you. And there's no giving it back to the forces that took it, because they know it's time to give it back to you, because it belongs to you. This is what I feel I'm experiencing right now. And I'll tell you how I'm experiencing it. And it might support you digesting this metaphor a little more deeply. So, in the past couple weeks, I feel that I went through massive quantum leaps, and then I go into these self-hatred chambers. And I'm like, how could this be? How could it be that there are these massive quantum leaps and these hell portals? And so, or things, not only self-hatred, things getting really, really unbearable. Agitation, frustration, or my attention focusing on something that feels really, really horrible. And then in a moment, it would be like, oh, okay, wow, okay, here's the everything is okay quantum leap realm. And in journaling this morning, what came through is that you've been given back your dragon. And you're getting used to this power force that is yours. And because it's going so fast, in a way to slow it down, as a truth seeker, as a being that's always seeking more and more and more and more truth, as truth is not a stagnant thing, it's a frequency that is ever evolving with life into more and more life-giving things. And so as a truth seeker, as a sensitive truth seeker that notices all the subtleties, one can take an overly good look at themselves in ways that others aren't even checking them out. So a truth seeker flying on a dragon beyond the speed of light, it's like, whoa, all this power, all this force, wait, let me check myself, because I'm obsessed with truth. And it goes, that force of that dragon starts attacking and doubting, and it doesn't stop. It goes all the way. It's like, oh, you want to go that way into self-doubt and self-criticism? Let's go all the way. So it's like it flies into that direction. And so what came through in the journaling today is, can you not judge and hate yourself for learning how to steer this dragon again? You can just focus on, okay, this power force of the impact of where my attention goes, can I steer it in a way that feels self-loving, that feels more easeful? So imagine you have these handles on the dragon, these two handles, and you're flying in the direction that feels really horrible. You can steer it. You don't need the long-term picture. You can just start playing with steering it in ways, I feel like an ant is biting my butt, in ways that feel better. And when I was in my Qigong training, I'll never forget, the Qigong master said, you know, you ask the person, do you feel better? And if they say yes, then better is better. Always ask them if they feel better. And so what we're steering the dragon, how we're learning how to steer it, is in a way that just feels better. Just feels better. So in a way, we're at a point where the dragon was taken from us into these structures, playgrounds, like, oh, hey, play life like this. Hey, play this game. Hey, this is how this life reality goes, reality. And we're like, okay, I'll be in this game, okay, and we forgot that we even let go of our dragon. And now, because these systems are collapsing, these structures are collapsing, the dragon is given back to us for us to reclaim our authority and our power over co-creating playgrounds that we co-create, that we with our free will choose for the well-being of all. Now, initially, we just got given back this dragon. And so, because we're not used to it, in a way, as we're learning how to stabilize it, we might go into self-defeating programs. Why? Because the structures that we were in were designed for people to stay weak in a slumber, to give their power outside them, endless consumption, endless outside me, endless external validation. How do I be a good person? How do I be safe? How do I just stay alive? And because this is falling apart, these belief systems that are in our subconscious, that are all correlated to the old systems of a weak person, are still being replayed even though the dragon is back with us. And because the dragon is back with us, we're flying into these programs in our subconscious that we absorbed, of self-defeating, self-deprecating, power outside me programs. And so as we're learning to steer the dragon into infinite possibility, like you can create anything you want, the force of the dragon is still there. It's still really, really powerful. It's gonna take you deep into the tunnels of those programs. Now, the good news is that it's gonna hurt so bad that you're gonna have to let it go. Like when you reach the pit of hell, it just gets more and more and more hell-like until there's a surrender of like, okay, I'm dead. I'm dead in this game. I wanna die. And so it's like, I wanna die. Oh, the part of you that wants to die, dies. You don't need to kill yourself. You can let that part of you that wants to die, die. I've been experiencing a lot of those old thoughts of like, I just want to die. I just want to die. And it's like, well, the I that wants to die, let it die. And so that hell realm collapses when there's a surrender. So the gift of reclaiming our dragon, in a way it was just given back to us, like bloop, like we were fantasizing about self-empowerment and the power of co-creation and, oh, how do I live a life of my dreams? And then it's like all of a sudden the dragon is just given back to you. And you're still playing out these structures But the dragon is going to take you deep, 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 deep into them, into infinity, until it bloop collapses. And then once we steer the head in a direction that just feels better, that too, there too, we have that flight of, oh, okay, this is better and better and better and better and better and better. So this has been happening a lot for me over and over. And I'm like, what is happening? And I do these journalings that I'm so grateful for, which a simple exercise that I learned from Lee Harris, who's a channeler that I met on YouTube. And I'm so grateful for the people that create online, because a lot of people on YouTube have saved my soul in this physical dimension, which is why I love giving back in this way. So the better also has this amplification where also if we just steer into better, it gets better. And it's okay if the dragon was steered in a way that is, oh my God, I better see the truth about myself. Because as a loving, sensitive, empathic being that knows oneness, our worst fear in a way is to harm another. We know the law of the one. And so in a way, the law of the one in the inverted matrix, in the distorted reality many of us were born into, not everyone. I'm not making these videos for everyone. If I was trying to get as many views as possible, I would be doing completely different things. I know how to make amazingly funny content and, like, you know, was an actress, and my soul is just hungry and craving truth and wellness for all. And so I find this expression coming through me, which isn't for everyone. So this video is not for everyone. And if it doesn't resonate and you're going to watch the rest of this video just to write comments that are attacking what's coming through, then stop watching this. Go watch something that resonates and amplifies your authentic, unique expression. Like, why hang out and watch these videos? Because I've been getting weird comments on different platforms. Like, go watch something that resonates with you. This video is for people that can really deeply feel what I'm talking about. That we know the law of the one. We know that our worst fear is to harm others. And therefore, that power force of the dragon can go into self-attack mode. And I'm just here to soothe and say that it's okay if it goes into self-attack mode. The only thing to be aware of is don't attack yourself for going into self-attack mode with this power force of the dragon. Know that it will collapse. It's okay to surrender. It's okay to surrender into the dragon being navigated in a self-attack mode, because it will collapse. You can witness, and there will be a moment of like, what feels better? What would feel just a little better? There's no need to attack the self-attack program and figure out how to heal from it and figure out what's wrong with me. It's like an endless loop that loops until there's no choice other than to choose, okay, well, I did all the self-attack modes. What feels better now? I'm sitting on a rock and it's a little cranky on my butt, but I like it. It's making me feel more. So does this make sense? I could already feel relief as these words are coming through. And what's happening, so this has been happening to me in different ways, where this morning even I was like focused on something. It was so small, I didn't know it would affect me that deeply. And I went into this insane hell realm of self-attack mode. And I was like, how is all my attention going into this hell realm about something that isn't even that, I know it's not that important. There's so many other things to focus on that are happening, and this came through. So I'm a little being unlinear. Enjoy the unlinearity of this video, because life is pretty unlinear too. But I was talking about the way to journal with Lee Harris recommends that you begin just with hey soul, is there anything you want to share with me today? And then you automatic write, you free write. You don't pick the pen off the paper. And there's something really beautiful about opening up automatic writing with a specific question. And he recommends asking the soul, hey soul, is there anything you'd like to share with me today? And so this is what came through in the journal. And as soon as that came through, it created so much clarity and relief in my system where I was like, oh yes, like this is why I'm experiencing this. I'm going to share this video. And there's something about sharing what we learn and what we discover and getting that perspective on as sensitive, empathic beings that know the law of oneness already. We don't need to learn more empathy. That's other souls going through an experience of needing to learn what empathy is. Sometimes empaths and sensitive souls and truth seekers can go into these self-hatred chambers because we just keep learning the same lessons again and again and again that we already know. And so our lesson is to learn how to share our voice and our unique expression and being okay with being misunderstood, being okay with not being liked initially, being okay with being delusionally attacked, because they can't really attack us, these people that are playing other games. There's screams and giggles at the river, at the creek. Does this make sense? So our work is to learn the programs that feel better and steer the power of our dragon. Again, knowing it is a part of us, we are capable, it is our birthright to be at one with this limb of ours, of our dragon. It's a part of us. It's this fire that carries us through all the dimensions, all the realities, as creators, as co-creators. And this is how we're going to co-create systems that allow the planet to be a place that is safe for children, for innocence. It is so sad to remember as I travel, like, oh my God, you throw seeds on earth and it grows. She grows endless, bountiful food for us. But we've been too busy and stressed about money, so we haven't had the time to think of throwing seeds on the land. And like, we've been so busy with trying to figure out what our physical ailments are, so we haven't had the time to remember how we know how to operate in nature and what is a natural medicine for us, or how diving into creek waters are so healing and cleansing to the nervous system. So this grief in remembering how simple and easy life is, what it can do is awaken that dream that we were here to co-create and bring about for the well-being of all together. And like, knowing that it's for the well-being of all, that you do let the self-attack programs attack and die. Let those parts of you that identified with you being a good person because you self-attack and constantly doubt yourself die. Let it play it out. Let the game play through. Like, if you're not actively trying to win a game, then you die in the video game. So let these video games of life die that are based on how horrible you are. And it's like, oh, well, you know, I get comments when I make content like this of like, well, that's not true, you're dangerous. Like, what about perverts? And what about abusers? And what about... Okay, go do research about those things somewhere else, not on this channel. Thank you. This video is for the souls that get what I'm saying. This video is for the souls that already know that they know what love, compassion, and empathy already is. You were born as that. And so if you know that that's true, which you can tell if it creates relief in your body, like, that's how you'll know it's true for you. That's what truth does. It creates relief, even if it's uncomfortable. The soul is like, oh yeah, even if the ego is like, argh. So knowing that you already have these virtues will give you the strength to start sharing your voice and what you thought was a sickness that you had, which was just because you didn't fit into an inverted matrix game. Your sicknesses become your superpowers. Your sicknesses become your superpowers. Those sensitivities you had as a child become your gifts of leadership. And leadership is not about becoming famous and figuring out how to go viral. Leadership is about how do I lead the energies of the universe and creation when I'm even alone at the creek right now. How do I communicate and lead the energy? If I go to the tea shop, how do I lead the energy? How am I leading this creative life force flowing through me? Becoming the leader. And you know that you're in your leadership when in authority when you have the choice. You have that choice whether to go into endless eternal realms of attacking yourself for attacking yourself, for attacking yourself, for attacking yourself, for attacking yourself. And that choice point of just going into better without needing a controlling goal plan. It's a more feminine route. It's unlinear. It's cyclical. That's how life, in a way, is designed to be. And this disbalance of how it's been more patriarchal, distorted, masculine, which isn't about women or men. It's both, like both women and men have played in it. We learn how to embrace the unlinear magic of life. That's our dragon. Without going into mental attacks based that we're all created in order to play in a mental realm, a mental inverted matrix. That's why it's an illusion. It's all mind-based. And so the mind watching content like this may feel like, oh, this doesn't make sense. Like, who are you? You're crazy. You're dangerous. Okay. And also there's a certain energetic unfolding as my voice is being expressed for the well-being of all, being okay with how I might be perceived, with the imperfect lighting, with me not micromanaging what words will make sense with what words. I'm not focused on what you'll think of me. I'm focused on allowing my dragon to go into better and better and better for the well-being of all. And you can do this too. And you can start sharing. And once we start sharing what we learn, that's when we start experiencing that reciprocity with the universe and with people and seeing that like, wow, I'm like choosing better for myself because there's a whole fractal of souls that are waiting for me to light up so they can light up. And so if you do go into better and you discover something, you have an epiphany, share that in any way that you can. There's something so profound about sharing. And it's not an easy journey. Like when I share a video and it gets like a lot of views, and I share another video and it's like 20 views, I do go into self-attack. I'm like, oh, you should just stop, like, it's always there. But then that fire is still growing, and it's not about the external validation anymore. And that, there's nothing more liberating than that. When it's not about what others will think of you anymore. It's about sharing life. So, this was probably the most unlinear YouTube I've made thus far. And if you'd like to join, there's a collaboration me and Hannah Taylor are doing. I think it's this coming week. I'll attach the link in the description on Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific, and it's about playing with indecision. So it's playing with the state of indecision, like being in that decision of the dragon, and also in a space of indecision, like not having a decision. So you can sign up through the link below. Hannah is an amazing teacher. She taught this month about discernment, and so I do the playful integrations with her based on the topics she teaches. And so I bring the play in, she brings the more solid material in, and the more structured, more masculine energy in a way. And also, I'm really feeling inspired since yesterday to create a month container for women called Barbaric Babe. And the reason Barbaric Babe is coming through as something really important to share is I've been noticing like this split of when I focus on being beautiful in a certain way. And it's kind of interesting that I felt like the lighting was bad in this video, and I felt embarrassed for being imperfect or not setting up it in a way where I'll be presentable to the people to make myself look professional. I've been noticing a choice point as a woman between being seen as barbaric versus being the beautiful, graceful one. And there's something about feeling that our barbaricness is like being a babe. It's like sexy. That is very healthy for our root chakra. Our root chakra is our sense of belonging, our sense of safety, of prosperity, of I have everything I need. And because there's been all these distorted programs in the inverted matrix about what sex appeal is, beauty, there's so many layers to this. Like I see it trickling in the spiritual games and the tantric games, is that there's something about it's still so external based. And I'm not saying we can't be externally beautiful, but the patriarchal brainwash it's trickling in so deep. And I feel a deep calling to like burst it, because we're even unconscious of how it's unconsciously running us, to like be seen as beautiful, be seen as valuable, be seen as appropriate. And these programs are enslavement programs. They cut us from accessing the barbaric strength that we have inside us. And so there's a way to practice implementing that when I'm in this barbaric energy of like destroying systems and igniting that feminine power in me that can feel barbaric. And it connects us to the powers of nature. It connects us to our wealth. It connects us to our health. And so within this month container, we'll be doing one call a week, and we'll be having a support chat group to see how our playing is integrating into our daily lives. And we'll also be doing like subconscious theta brainwave state clearings and downloads, so our subconscious can catch up with being okay with like whatever the mind might perceive as barbaric, to see that it's actually safe now to be in that empowered, wild feminine, that wild fire, that wild, like destructive force that is birthing life at the same time. My friend who is a birth doula was telling me, like, when a woman's giving birth, she's like, I'm dying. It's like, yeah, you are, you're dying, and you're also giving birth to a new you, a new life. So in a way that feels really barbaric. We don't need to give birth necessarily to a child. I mean, that's the peak of experience, but we're always, right, especially now, birthing life through our death. And so this container is designed to be a support structure for you to go through this process with more ease, grace, and joy. And so if you're curious about that, email me and I'll send you the information. Anyway, if you resonated and you watched this whole video, wow, thank you for investing your attention, which is the most valuable currency on the planet, here. And I'd love to know that you did by a like, a comment, a subscription where this touched you. and sending you just feelings of better. That you see that you have access to better in every moment. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here on this video. Bye.